Sorry, I can't.
Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
So where should we put them then?
Sorry?
Where should we put them?
So,
But I would suggest he's old enough to be your father, and for you to talk to him in such a demeaning tone, I don't think that's your position.
Demeaning tone?
Well, yeah, trying to tell him that he doesn't need to talk to
That he
me.
doesn't have to talk to you. Yeah?
No one has to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need you to tell him that.
Yeah, start spreading malicious rumours about far right, you silly cunt.
Get that out of my thing.
Refugees are welcome is a great placard. It fits on cardboard and photographs well for the evening news. But what it doesn't do is come with a spare room attached. YouTuber Jim Booby decided to test that gap between slogan and square footage, and the results are a masterclass in watching people discover their own principles have an asterisk sign.
I just noticed your placard saying refugees welcome here. Yes. I'm just wondering if you'd like to go down on a list saying you're willing to take the refugees into your home.
Of course not. Only problem is I rent.
You rent?
Yeah.
Maybe an issue?
Yeah, because they've got, well, they've put 9 bedrooms in a 4-bedroom house, so we're pretty much jam-filled.
Excuse me, love. My name's Jim. Just because you've got that refugees welcome here, I'm just wondering if you'd like to go on a list of people that's...
Jim opens with the simplest possible ask anyone could ever think of. You're holding a sign. You clearly support refugees. Would you like to put your actual house where your actual mouth is? The first response, I rent. Which sounds fair enough, that's a real constraint. But watch how fast I rent becomes the go-to exit ramp for the next 10 minutes, whether or not it's actually true. It's worth remembering this exact tension is nothing new. Britain took in thousands of kindertransport children in the late 1930s, largely because ordinary families said yes to opening their homes, not just their wallets. The gap between marching for a cause and housing a stranger has always been where good intentions get tested.
Adopt a refugee and take them into your home?
Well, if I had any space, I would.
If you had any space.
It wouldn't be
Right.
a nice place to bring them because it's a bit overcrowded.
Right.
But yes, if I had the space, definitely.
Thank you very much for that, love. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Just reading your placard, and I'm just wondering if you'd be willing to go on a list of people that's willing to accept a refugee, like adopt one into your home.
I live in a rental place, so I can't.
Rental?
Yeah.
You can't do it?
Yeah.
Someone else's job?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, thank you. Excuse me, my love, I've just taken notice of your placard, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in going on a list of people that's actually willing to adopt a refugee and take them into your home?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't take one?
I don't have a
You don't have the space? Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee
These
into your
are
home?
two right-wing disruptors.
The pattern repeats itself almost immediately. Rental agreements, lack of space. Someone else's job. Every answer sounds reasonable in isolation. Nobody is obligated to renovate their life for a stranger, but stack them back to back and you start to notice the sign says one thing and the shrug says another. It's the bystander effect in placard form. Everyone assumes somebody else, somewhere else, with a bigger house, will step up. Watch how things get spicy when 2 younger activists step in to apparently protect an older man from having to answer Jim's question.
What do you mean? He's grown up, isn't he? How are you going to call me right wing?
And if I was, I'd tell you right wing, there's fuck you could do about it.
Hang on. Where
I'm
can...
just telling him he doesn't have to talk to you.
But what? How old do you think he is? How old do you think he is? I would say... Huh? You're a steward, so that makes you think what?
I'm allowed to talk to this man.
You're allowed to talk to him?
What's the issue?
Pardon?
What organisation am I from
I'm asking
then?
you a question.
Yeah, he's a grown
You're
up.
asking everyone
He's a
else.
grown
I'm aware
up.
of that, and so are you, and so am I, and we're all allowed to talk to
Yeah,
each
but
other.
I also suggest he's old enough to be your father, and for you to talk to him in such a demeaning tone, I don't think that's your position.
Demeaning tone.
Well, yeah, trying to tell him that he doesn't need
Letting
to
him
talk
know
to
that he
me.
doesn't have to talk to you.
The irony here is hard to explain away. Imagine a movement built around welcoming strangers into the country suddenly deciding a grown man on his own street can't be trusted to handle a question on his own. It's almost Orwellian in miniature. Solidarity for people thousands of miles away, paired with a reflex to speak over the guy standing right in front of you.
21?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need you to tell him that.
Yeah, start spreading malicious rumours
Right.
about far right, you silly cunt.
Get that out of my thing.
Yeah, fuck off, move it.
What? No, you don't in public, you moron. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Go away.
Exactly.
You want to have a refugee stay at your house?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You go on the list?
I don't mind, yeah, 100%, give me the thing. Oh wait, I can't, because my house is only a little small and
Amazing, that's what I was waiting for. Thank you, darling. Would you be willing to have a refugee in your home?
Somebody finally says yes, if I had room. Which, sure, is basically the refugee housing equivalent of New Year's resolution energy. I'll definitely go to the gym once I buy the right shoes. Then from here on out, it's a run of straightforward no's, with twists not even Jim saw coming.
I had room.
If you had room, it's funny that.
Yeah.
All right, smashing. You have a nice
No,
day.
but I've got a whole family in the house. So we're
I
full
know.
up.
So I know how it is. Listen, I know how it is.
But well, yes, of course, in principle, yeah.
In principle, the sentiment's there. It's just the capabilities ain't.
I'm not able to at the moment.
I know. That's
but
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Am I doing anything wrong? 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 Well, that's what I mean. Excuse me, my love, will you go on my list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Any reason in particular?
I don't. What sort of refugee are you talking about?
Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Feel my thing. Excuse me, would you be willing to adopt a refugee into your home?
No.
No.
Sorry, I can't.
Would you adopt a refugee into your home?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
So where should we put them then?
Sorry?
Where should we put them?
Sorry, I probably missed
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Excuse me, mate. Would you be willing to go on the list of people that's willing to adopt a refugee?
One woman flatly says she doesn't want to house refugees, full stop. Which, to give credit where it's due, is at least honest. Honesty is rarer than you'd think once a camera and a placard are both pointed at the same person. There's a reason pollsters call this the social desirability gap, the space between what people say to a clipboard and what they'd actually do on a Tuesday.
I'm in a tenant flat, one bed. So
Okay, okay. Excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to adopt a refugee?
I would be willing, yeah, if I had the space.
If you had the space?
Yeah.
So where should we put them then?
Where should we put them?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who have got it.
Who are you, mate?
My name's Jim, who are you?
My name's Alistair. I'm already adopted a refugee, thanks.
Excuse me, ladies, you go on the list willing to adopt a refugee.
Don't speak to this geezer. These are people are Nazis. They're racist.
What do you mean Nazis? Let's talk about
You're
nationality.
racist. We know you are.
No, you walked up there, you called me a bigot.
What
do you mean? Who are you? Who are you? Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck
Get
are
the
you?
fuck away from the
Fucking Nazi.
camera, man. What does racism mean to you?
It means not equality for those who can't belong here.
For those that don't belong here?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Jim's stretch ends on a genuinely good answer at least. Someone tells him he's already adopted a refugee. That's the whole exercise in one sentence. Not would you, but did you? Everyone else was asked a hypothetical. This guy just answered with a fact, and there's something almost old-fashioned about that. The quiet doer versus the loud believer. A distinction philosophers have been arguing about since Aristotle drew the line between virtue as a feeling and virtue as a habit. But that wasn't the first time Jim walked into a crowd with one simple question and watched the whole thing unravel in real time. His next stop wasn't about spare bedrooms, it was outside a police station, over a very different kind of banner.
Oh no, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not too bad, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks for asking. So I was trying to get the inspector's take, but she's offloaded it onto you.
Great, thank you.
Right, so I mean, I don't know if you've done that in good faith. Have you? You have?
Yeah.
Right, you're trained to answer this question, apparently. So, Norwich Pride,
Yep.
on the website, it says there's a campaign to get Pride School Weeks.
Pride School Weeks?
Yes,
Yep.
that's their political campaign. I'm trying to understand if Norfolk Constabulary are aligned with the campaign, and then the follow-up question is it right, is it impartial to be supporting political campaigns? Right.
Well, okay, so what we're doing here is obviously supporting our officers and staff to be themselves here at work and be open about who they are. So it's really, really important. And also it's community engagement, being here and showing the LGBT community that we are in solidarity with them because there are LGBT staff and police officers within Norfolk Constabulary and building trust, building bridges.
I don't understand what you mean by that, because that seems very exclusionary. It seems like you're outcasting a lot of people, and you're not it's not even the way that sort of bridges are trying to be built, is what I'm saying. So
who do you think I'm trying to exclude? I don't understand the question.
Heteronormative people.
Okay.
Cis people.
Yeah.
right? So basically, it's my understanding, like I was trying to say.
The officer's answer starts by leaning on solidarity and visibility for LGBT staff, which is a real and understandable motivation. Police forces in the UK have spent 2 decades trying to rebuild trust with a community that, within living memory, they used to actively prosecute. But Jim keeps circling back to the actual question, neutrality, and it's a genuinely fair thing to press on, whatever side of the broader debate you land on. The Pelian principle that policing exists by consent cuts both ways. Consent means everyone, not just the people already inclined to agree.
This is a political event. There is a campaign, active political campaign, yeah, for them to get pride in schools for a week. I'm trying to understand, seeing as you're here, yeah, you're obviously in solidarity and support of Pride Norwich. Is that all-encompassing Pride? Or
Pride are their separate entity. We support Pride, we support Norwich Pride, and we support our
You support their campaign?
Well, I support our LGBT officers and staff and LGBT people to be themselves.
Fundamentally, do you support the campaign that's on Pride Norwich's website? Are you in support of that?
I'm not familiar with what's on their website, but I support Norwich Pride and
so it's all-encompassing
and
support?
I support Norwich Pride and LGBT people.
Right, so it's all-encompassing support. You're not going to do any due diligence on what you're doing. You're just going to come and show support.
I show support because I'm a member of the LGBT community and I'm proud of who I am.
Right.
And I'm proud to be a police officer. And I'm proud.
But as a police officer and as a member of the public, I don't require you to tell me what sexuality you are. I find it crass. The fact that you feel that so gleeful and full of pride that you want to tell everyone what you do in a bedroom. I find that disgusting.
I'm not here telling what I do in the bedroom.
You literally just did.
I'm proud of who I am.
Right.
I'm proud of who I am.
Right.
I'm proud to be open about who I am because for many years I've not been allowed to be.
Right.
And I'm proud of that.
What? Because it was against the law, or why?
It was against the law in many countries it still is.
What, when you was
Notice how the officer describes growing up under Section 28, a law passed in 1988 that barred schools from promoting homosexuality, and the isolation that came with it. That's a real historical policy with a real documented impact on a generation of LGBT kids. It stayed on the books in England until 2003, longer than most people realise, and it's worth taking seriously rather than waving off. From there, the exchange gets tangled.
When I was a child, there were things in school that meant I couldn't be open about who I was at school.
Things in school?
Yeah, there was Section 28, and that meant I couldn't be open about my sexuality in school, and I was threatened with being excluded.
Has that traumatised you, do you think?
That was very difficult for me, yeah, because where could I be safe to be me?
Yeah, right. So what do you mean safe, though? So this is the thing, like, was you at any real harm because of a Section 28? In what respect?
Because it was telling the world that I wasn't safe. It was telling the world, me, that I was a bad person because of who I am. And fundamentally, it's just who I am. It's
so
not
what does Section 28 say? Sorry.
It's not something I'm...
So, Section 28, what act? I'll look it up.
Section 28 was a law
what act?
many years ago.
What act?
That prevented schools from supporting people. I don't know. Do you know?
Well, you're the one telling me about it.
Okay.
You've been traumatised by this section. I'd surely, if you've been traumatised by it,
it was very difficult for me.
So what act was it from the Section 28?
Why does that matter?
She was a child. How would she know what
She was a child. So what does that? What are you saying for child? So what are you saying about a child's capacity to? So what are you saying about a child's capacity to distinguish from body integrity identity disorder? Hang on, no, I'm asking you a question. Yeah, exactly. Right. Because she's been traumatised as a child in secondary school. Yeah, that was the issue.
I knew from a very young age. That I was different. I didn't understand what.
So did I. I was autistic till I was 25. I was diagnosed.
Okay. Yeah, and that's it shouldn't have taken so long, should it, to be diagnosed?
So we're blaming the government now. For what? What are you blaming the government for now?
I haven't said the government.
It shouldn't have taken so long. So who should have diagnosed me then? Quicker. If that's your implications by what you're saying. This is the thing. You're saying you aren't saying it, but you're implying stuff.
Well, I'm saying that shouldn't you have been diagnosed sooner? Or would it have been helpful to you?
How do you measure that? How do you gauge that?
Okay.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry at all.
But you're saying, shouldn't you have been diagnosed earlier? You are angry.
She's not saying angry, you're the one that's got the angry.
No. I'm being animated
This stretch feels two ships firing flares at each other in the fog, while the temperature slowly rises. Neither comes out of it looking especially persuasive. But then comes the part you wouldn't want to be told about.
If it helps children that are members of the LGBT community,
Right.
then yes.
Yes, right. And how do we distinguish from a child with gender dysphoria and a child with body integrity identity disorder?
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
Right. So I can help you. I can help explain to you what body integrity identity disorder is. Right. So say for instance, I said to you, I am paraplegic. My legs are not supposed to work. I need my legs removed. Yeah? That's body integrity identity disorder. Yeah? So how do you distinguish that from a child saying, this doesn't belong on me, it needs to be chopped off? We're not talking about the legs this time, we're talking about genitalia anatomy, sexual reproduction organs. Where do we distinguish? Where is the distinguishing factor in that? How do we tell the difference between that?
I think we tell the difference over time and with support and with the right people in place.
What,
but
you mean hormone blockers and surgery?
I don't mean surgery necessarily straight away.
You have to remember that this is a real, live debate happening in medicine, education policy, and politics right now. The UK's own Cass Review spent years wrestling with exactly this terrain. Reasonable people, including plenty of clinicians, land in different places on it, and neither "it's obviously fine" nor "it's obviously not" settles the argument on its own.
Affirming care, do you think that's support?
I think people need to be support and embraced and loved.
Counselling is what people need. They need someone to talk to, they do. They don't need adults telling them to take drugs, cross-sex hormones, or drugs that are going to block your puberty.
I think that's the discussion for their parents.
What do I support?
Put that question back at you.
What do I support? I support things that I never see festivals or marches for. I support Christian values. I support a home with a family unit, a nuclear family unit. Yeah, I support just Christian values. I am a Christian. That's basically the long and short of it. I am a Christian, right? And I feel like I haven't got the right to tell people about Leviticus 18:22 because somebody might get the ump by it. But if someone gets the ump by it, where are my philosophical and religious beliefs enshrined in the Equality Act 2010? How comes they're now lower on the pedestal? They're now lower than someone else's rights. How does that make any sense? That's what I support. That's what I'm all about. Because you lot are bullying the rest of us, and you think it's all right in the name of inclusion and the rest of it, and you're not. You're just stigmatising everyone else.
What do you mean by use lot?
Normal people, normal Christians, hard-working families that are struggling, that are sending their children into schools to be indoctrinated into queer theory and queer ideology and gender nonsense that's got no place in the school, fundamentally.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Notice how the other speaker lays out where they're coming from. Christian values, concern about religious belief being deprioritised under equality law. Discomfort with how LGBT topics get folded into school curriculums. Again, a real position held by a real number of people, not a straw man. The same tension that's shown up in British public life since long before Pride marches existed. Back to debates over blasphemy law and conscience clauses.
That's the thing, that's where you lot have come unstuck. You lot think everyone are robots and they don't know what's going on. You're going to have a sorry awakening. You're going to have a sorry awakening.
What do you think
At what age should children learn about LGBTQ plus issues?
Well, I knew I was different from a very young age.
Right.
I was probably 3 or 4
So
when
was
I realised.
when I was different as well. I told you, when I knew from that age as well.
I was different and that I had my first crushes all were on women.
Right.
And I knew from this height.
Right.
I didn't understand what that meant, and that took time as I developed and grew and got older.
Do all children learn and develop at the same speed?
No.
So would it be sensible then to put it out there blanketly in all schools as a syllabus, as a part of the syllabus, if not all children are developed at the same speed?
I think it's important for people to see LGBT role models, because if they are LGBT, they will grow to see that they're not a bad person.
I'm not talking about that. We're talking about in schools, education.
And in schools and education.
So what age do you think they should be educated about LGBT? Right, it's lesbian, gay and bisexual. Let's just do them. LGB, yeah? What are they?
What do you mean?
What is it? It's a descriptive word. What is the word? What are the words? They are if you put them into a genre, what genre would you put them words into?
I don't.
Sexuality. We'll put them in a box. We'll put them in the sexuality box.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, at what age do you think children should learn about sexuality?
I don't know. I'm not from the educational establishment, so I don't.
No,
even
but
know
you're
what they do
protesting.
to
You're
teach.
protesting for Pride in schools. You're here today in support of Pride in Schools weeks. That's the thing. It's on the website. I can direct you to it. So you're in advocation. You're advocating for Pride in schools by virtue of being here today. Do you understand that at least?
I haven't looked at the website.
So do you disbelieve what I'm telling you? You
I
think
don't
I've come all
disbelieve.
this way to do this for no
I am
reason?
not saying I disbelieve you.
Right,
I haven't
so-
looked at the website, so I can't. comment on
Hypothetically,
what's on the website.
speaking, you understand though, don't you, that you're in support of Pride in Schools Week because you're here. You do get that because it's on the website.
I support Norwich Pride and I support all LGBTQ
And the campaign.
members.
And the campaign. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a nice day.
You too.
Notice here that nobody seems to have a clean answer. Not the officers, not the counter-protester. And that's sort of the whole point of these Boo-Obi interviews. The sign is easy. The specifics are where everyone gets stuck. Because, as it always turns out, the devil is in the details. What do you make of the police? A symbol of moral and ethical values in any society, openly showing their support for homosexuals.